Hello guys, welcome to Chess Chirps. I'm back with another tournament game that was conducted on 2nd July 2023 at first Telangana Gurukulam's All Indian Open FIDE Rating Chess Tournament in Yusufpura. So I was playing with white pieces and my opponent played with black pieces. And I provide the PDF of this notation of this game so that you can wherever you get doubt you can put it on board and do analysis more precisely. So as we get into the here I have played an f3. It's a Reti opening Ross Gambit. It is e5 is an inaccuracy because it is attacked by this knight. So we take that free pawn. Here opponent attack this knight with pawn. So we can play defense like playing moving to d3, c4 or f3. But here I have played say like an experiment we can say. I've played knight takes the f2 f7 pawn because this f7 pawn is a critical pawn. This is the weakest point, and obviously the king has to take this knight because there's a fork on both queen and rook. So I thought the king will be more exposed, and so I've tried this move. Although it is a loss of material, there was only two pawns we get for an exchange of three pawns of knight. So obviously the king is gonna take. Here we have developed this queen with check, but at the same time not only defending this check but also developing the knight. So the opponent tried both ways by playing knight f6. We attack so that we can attack this pawn. Takes. Here also knight was developed, and at the same time rook and queen can look at each other. Here rook to f8 because he's trying to put this king to g8 like an not actually castling, but it's like kind of virtual castling, like by multiple moves moving this king so that it is not actually exposed and will be in safe side. So we are trying to attack this h7 pawn, as this knight cannot protect this h7 pawn because it is pinned by this queen. So the king has moved to give protection to h7 pawn and also unpinning this knight. This was a bishop exchange. Now as knight moved, they're trying to discover attack on queen and also eventually putting pressure on this f2 pawn by two forces, rook and bishop. So we moved the queen with check, king moves to the corner. Now as you can see that f2 pawn is in serious threat, double threat by bishop and rook parallelly. So the best option would be castling so that rook and king got this f2 pawn. As you can see, this f2 pawn is pinned by the bishop, right? Now rook moves attacking on queen. Now this queen is continuously chased because it was opened early. That is a problem. Whenever you open a queen early, there will be always be chasing by the major pieces. So whenever you move to the safer place, make sure that it is not chased by major pieces. So rook j6 is trying to pin this g2 pawn. Previously, as you know, f2 pawn was pinned. Now g2 pawns is also pinned. So two critical pawns, f2 and g2 pawn, in front of the castled king are pinned. Attacking our queen again, chasing queen. Attacking our queen again. Here queen h4 is a blunder because already this rook is under attack by our queen. So when we remove this rook with queen, this g3 pawn will be unpinned and we can attack this vulnerable queen. So there will be an advantage of rook, which is of 5 points. And again the queen is chased by the rook, but this time I have played the move that has to be played, that is queen takes the rook because played. Now pawn takes the queen and this g3 pawn which was previously pinned got unpinned and we can attack this hanging queen. And as you can see here, the king moves, we can attack now. The knight will move to nc2. Now as you can see, this is an endgame, rook versus knight endgame. Obviously rook is of 5 points and more powerful at the end game, whereas knight is of 3 points and not, it is short handed and can move only to near places. Knight is pinned. Here my opponent resigned at here. So I hope all of you have enjoyed this game and have learned something new today. Thank you guys.